Manchester United are cursed. No day passes without a new catastrophe that sits upon the Red Devils. Mount and Amrabat are injured. Jadon Sancho is publicly slating Ten Hag. The club apologized for inviting a sex offender to the Old Trafford last season. And lastly, €95 million man Antony is being investigated for sexual assault and domestic violence. But forget about all of this. Let us go back to where it all started, the Mason Greenwood Drama. A story that has only recently been concluded, so hit those like and subscribe buttons and make sure to watch until the end of the video to find out how Manchester United lost a generational talent. Yes, we said generational talent. If people forgot how good Mason Greenwood actually was, we haven't. Let's keep all the controversy aside for a moment and see him only as a football player. Mason is probably the best academy product Manchester United has produced in the last 10 or 20 years. Born on October 1st, 2001, Mason Greenwood's football career started as early as his 5th birthday. In 2006, he joined a local club called Westwood Juniors. Mason's performances at a young age were caught by Manchester United scouts, who facilitated his entry to the club's development school in Halifax. Greenwood's talent was there for everyone to see. Extreme pace, excellent dribbling technique, and powerful shots with both feet. He was the complete package, steadily rising through the ranks. Playing for the under-18, under-19, and under-21 squads, Mason scored 44 goals in 47 games. He was a goal-scoring machine that rarely missed any chances. In 2018, age 17, Mason Greenwood was called to start training with Manchester United's senior team under Jose Mourinho. He also received his first call to travel with the team as he was sat on the bench during United's final Champions League group stage game against Valencia. Mason continued to perform as he earned himself a spot in Manchester United's team for the United States pre-season and then a new contract on October 2nd, 2018. However, he waited 5 months to make his first start as he came on as a substitute in United's famous 3-1 win against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. Mason was introduced slowly to the Red Devils' first 11, and his talent finally exploded in the 2019 to 2020 campaign. He spent the first half of the season coming off the bench, but Mason was so good, which forced Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to give the young winger more playing time. He ended that season with 17 goals and 4 assists in 49 appearances. 17 goals as an 18-year-old winger. Do you know how crazy that is? Mason immediately made United fans compare him with the Flying Dutchman Robin van Persie. He was lethal in front of goal, and opponents didn't know which foot he would shoot with. His unpredictability was a nightmare for defenders to face, as they never knew which way he was going. He quickly established himself in United's first 11, which earned him his first England cap, playing against Iceland in an away match in September 2020. However, Mason's first experience with the national side was tarnished by an unwanted incident. England's manager, Gareth Southgate, sent home both Greenwood and teammate Phil Foden after they were caught breaking COVID rules by meeting Icelandic women in a hotel room. Greenwood was never called up again by Southgate. However, he regularly played for Manchester United, where he kept on exceeding expectations in the following 2020 to 2021 season, scoring 12 goals and providing 6 assists in 52 appearances for United. The hotel incident didn't seem to bother the Star Boy. That's what Manchester United supporters named their new rising talent. He was a breath of fresh air in a team that struggled to find a consistent goalscorer since Robin van Persie left the club. He was a literal menace. And he started the 2021 to 2022 campaign even better. He scored 3 consecutive goals in the 3 opening games of the season. It looked like the 20-year-old was going to take the league by storm. However, Mason's goal-scoring run stopped, and he only found the net twice in the following 18 league games. It looked like there was something wrong with the player. His performances dipped in a United side that was humiliated by Liverpool, Manchester City and Watford. It wasn't a matter of coaching, because even after Old Solskjaer's sacking, the player's average performances continued, until came the ominous January 30th, 2022. Social media was flooded with pictures, videos and audio recordings shared by Greenwood's girlfriend. The footage leaked initially on Instagram was gruesome, to say the least. There was clear evidence against Greenwood showing that he was treating his girlfriend in ways that appeared to be unacceptable, particularly in his public role as a Manchester United football player. United fans were in shock with multiple reports starting to emerge, saying that Mason's career is already considered over. On the same day, the player was arrested by Greater Manchester Police after being accused of several assaults. Manchester United also released a statement saying Mason will not return to training or play games until further notice. But that wasn't the end of it. It was one catastrophe after another for young Mason, because the following day, a spokesperson for Greenwood's sponsors, Nike, said the company had already suspended its relationship with the player. On February 1st, 2022, Mason was further arrested on suspicion of sexual assault and threats to kill as police granted more time to investigate the player. But on the following day, he was released on bail, pending further investigation. On February 7, 2022, Mason Greenwood was no longer a Nike athlete, with the club offering supporters the opportunity to exchange shirts with the player's name on the back. 10 months later, Greenwood was arrested again, but this time for allegedly breaching his bail conditions. Later that day, the Crown Prosecution Service announced it would charge Mason with attempted rape, engaging in controlling and coercive behavior, and assault occasioning actual bodily harm. Greenwood appeared twice in court, one on October 17, 2022, and the other on November 21, 2022. It looked like there was no way back for the 21-year-old. With jail time expected, every party he was associated with denounced him, not wanting to be related to him in any way, shape, or form. But that wasn't the end of the story. We still have a significant plot twist in this drama. On February 2, 2023, all charges against Greenwood were dropped as key witnesses withdrew their involvement from the case. The news was received with mixed feelings by United and football fans in general. Some refused the idea of Mason returning to the United squad or any other team. In contrast, others erupted in joy, thinking that the young forward would kickstart his career with the club and continue to showcase his talent. But we wish it was that simple. The whole case is complicated and was tangled even further by Manchester United's management. With the charges dropped, the club announced they would launch their own internal investigation, not given any time frame. It took the board 6 whole months to conclude their investigations. Still, they ended up receiving severe backlash from football fans, especially from the club's own supporters. Meanwhile, Mason posted for the first time in 77 weeks, with an Instagram picture of his hand, his partner's hand, and another third tiny hand announcing to the world the birth of his first child. A while later, it was leaked by several news outlets that Greenwood would be re-included in the United squad. A news that didn't go down well with most of the footballing scene. However, this leak appears to be just a tactic used to test the waters and see the fans' reaction. Finally, on August 21, 2023, Manchester United released a statement confirming that Greenwood will be allowed to leave to continue his career elsewhere after reaching a mutual agreement with him. But where can the young Englishman relaunch his career? There's no way he will be able to do so in England. He will be skinned to death by the fans in every stadium he enters. Therefore, a move abroad was the most appropriate step to take. Italian side Atalanta were linked with the player, especially with United trying to get Rasmus Højlund from them. Saudi club Al Ettifaq and the Bulgarian Red Star Belgrade were also said to be interested in the player. Ultimately, the La Liga side, Getafe, ended up signing Mason Greenwood on a loan deal ending in June 2024. Manchester United will also pay 50% of the player's salary, stating that they will continue to support Mason and his family during this transition. It is an understatement to say that Getafe and their supporters were over the moon with Mason's arrival. Fans were in the streets waiting for the transfer's confirmation, and fans came in numbers to Mason's first training session with the club. Getafe's manager, José Bordalas, stated that the club would help Mason recover his professional status, saying that the case is already behind the player and he is only looking forward to restarting his career. Along with his partner and newborn baby, it looks like Mason Greenwood is putting his scandal behind him and trying to pave a new path as a footballer. However, football fans, especially in England, might not forgive the player for what he's done, making a return to his country more unlikely. But what do you think? Should Mason be forgiven, especially since his partner and the mother of his child decided to build her life with him? Does he deserve a second chance in England after his loan spell in Spain ends? Or is it a wholly closed door that will never be opened again? Share your thoughts in the comments, and remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons for more content. Also, don't forget to check the links in the description for suggested products related to today's topic.